Motorists do have their concerns as well, and this is primarily over a proposal to require them to pay for a radio license before purchasing mandatory car insurance. This dominated the first public hearing for the Broadcasting Services Amendment Bill in Harare yesterday. The bill aims to address various issues, including foreign ownership of media, radio and TV licensing, and the spectrum for broadcasting services as part of an overhaul of the Broadcasting Services Act. Our reporter Sharon Munjenjema, who attended the meeting, gives us the following report.
The majority of contributors at the meeting expressed objections to a provision in the bill that would bar motorists from accessing vehicle insurance unless they have purchased a car radio license. Many said it is an unfair practice that should be removed.
So Section 38, subsection 4 of the bill makes it mandatory for motorists to pay ZBC licenses before being issued with vehicle insurance and licenses. We think that must fall away. It is illogical and unfair on motorists.
Some believe the national broadcaster should find alternative sources of funding rather than rely on fees from radio and television licensing.
The national broadcaster,
the Broadcasting Services Act, which is currently under review by Parliament, requires every household owning a radio or television device to pay a license fee to the national broadcaster, regardless of the device's working condition. Critics say that this provision should be revised.
Can we consider changing that to not just ownership of a gadget? You may own a gadget that is not functional, that is not working, and you get harassed for ownership of that gadget.
Advocates for rights of people with disabilities say this demographic should actually be exempted from paying radio and television licenses.
Then we also need to exempt people with disabilities from paying radio license, including car radio licenses. Why? Because people with hearing impairment, they might own a radio license, but they might own a radio, but they cannot listen to the radio. So they should be exempted from that one.
Parliament is taking its consultation meetings on the bill to other provinces, with the process expected to be completed by Friday. The bill will then return to Parliament for debate by legislators.
So the consultations have started today here in Harare. We are going to Marondra in the afternoon, and then we will go across the country all up until Saturday. We end up in Kwekwe on Saturday after having gone across the country. And after that's done, the committee will now read that bill, what we call the second reading in Parliament.
The bill is expected to have been passed into law by April next year. Sharon Munjenjema for ZTN News in Harare.
Konapo, ipapo, ba ZTN Prime, DSTV channel 294, the place to be.